Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here. I hope you're doing well. So, uh, Bradley Cooper made a new film at the end of last year called Is This Thing On? And I was curious. I like Bradley Cooper as an actor. He's already gotten into the meta of acting and directing, and he's made now 3 movies directing. Is This Thing On? Is his 3rd film as a director, and I was very curious. I didn't end up seeing it in the theater. I don't know, it was in limited around where I was at, but it finally dropped on streaming this past weekend, and I was able to watch it, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, I might even say this might be the best directed movie by Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper made his directorial debut in 2018 with the remake of A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga. Then in, I want to say 2023, in the fall of 2023, he had the film Maestro on Netflix, which I wasn't a fan of that one. I like A Star Is Born, the remake, but I wasn't a fan of the second film, Maestro. And now he's back again. And I like how this movie is different from those other ones. Those are more, one was a remake, but, music going on. Second one was with the pianist. And this one deals nothing with any of that. This one deals with a couple, husband and wife, going through a divorce, separating, and the guy trying to figure out how to cope with that. And the way he copes with getting separated from his wife and everything else is by going to stand-up comedies and, going up and being a stand-up comedian every night. And in some ways, talk about what's going on in his life, but somehow it makes it funny. Because we know life is a comedy. It really is. At the end of the day, life is a comedy. It might be a immature comedy, like my brother. It might be a dark comedy, like me. But at the end of the day, life is a comedy. You gotta laugh. At the inappropriate stuff, at the appropriate stuff, at the, everything. You gotta laugh. If you don't laugh, what the fuck are you doing? And not only that, but this movie reminded me, it felt like a real movie. And I felt like these were real characters. The dialogue and the acting by Will Arnett was probably his best performance ever. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of disappointed he wasn't up for an Academy Award nomination, because he is great. Maura Dern, as his wife, is always great as well. But this reminded me of like a real film. The comedy aspects weren't immature. They were very, adult, mature content of comedy. It reminded me of a lot of the Judd Apatow movies of the 2000s, the 40-Year-Old Virgins, the Knock Nuts. It even reminded me of the movie Friends with Kids. That came out in 2012 with John Hamm, Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, Adam Scott. And I was like, I miss these types of movies. Like I said, everything I said is positive. Will Arnett is an amazing actor in this movie. You sympathize with him, you understand. He gives a great performance. His chemistry with Laura Dern is very good. You sympathize with the character, but you also can relate to the character. He's a very relatable character. And I think anyone who's been through a divorce or a separation can understand, what do I do with my life now? What do I do now? I think Laura Dern is great. in here. Also, Peyton Manning shows up. I won't say how he shows up, but I didn't even know he was in this movie. And I was like, wow, okay, and it's not like a cameo. It's actually a full scene. So I thought Bradley Cooper did a really good job. I mean, it was very different from the first two movies he directed. This seems almost like a more personal film. I don't know if he, I know he's been with women. I don't know if he had maybe a really bad separation with one of them, or a divorce, because I know he has a kid in real life. But if this is anything that has to deal with, a real scenario in his life, I can almost see this as, instead of doing the stand-up comedy thing, he went on to do, like, The Hangover, more comedic, funny roles, to deal with the grief. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but I can see this as being more of a personal film for Bradley Cooper, and it really works. Negative with this movie is the pacing. It's a little bit over 2 hours, and you can really start to feel that in the third act. I know there were moments in the third act that were slow. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's get to the climax. And a movie like this should have only been like an hour and 45, hour 40 tops. Over 2 hours, to me, didn't need to be. It's like one of the best Bradley Cooper directed movies. I can't wait to see what he does next. I mean, I think right now between Ben Affleck and Bradley Cooper, even though Ben Affleck has had a better resume as a director, they're still pretty good. I mean, so let me know in the comments below, did you see the movie Is This Thing On? But it's on streaming right now, so if you're like me and you didn't see it in the theater, you can watch it on streaming, and I highly recommend it. Matt the Matt, subscribe to the channel.